Good morning to all of you. I am Yogita Varse from Computer Science and Engineering Department, IPS Academy Indore, and today I am presenting HTML forms. Right. So first of all, we are starting about what is form. Okay. So basically, if you want to get some information from the user, you require form. Right. So HTML provides you the facility for collecting information from the user. We are creating forms, right? So HTML forms are used to collect data or input from the user. So for creating form, we are using form element. Okay, so HTML form contains form element. So how we can define form in HTML? So for defining form, you have to use form tag, right? So form tag is the container type tag, means you have to open the form tag as well as you have to close the form tag, right? So if you want to create some form in HTML, first of all you have to use the form element, and inside that form element you have to use different types of element which are required for the creating of form. So when we talk about the elements of form, elements are different types, right? So form element like input element, checkbox, radio button, submit button, okay, etc. So one in today's lecture I am showing you all the elements of form, right, one by one. See, this chart will shows you input element, right? So the input element is used for collecting information from the user. It has many variation depending on the type of attribute. Input elements means, suppose if you want to get information from the user, you have to show one input box to the user, right? So input element is the important element which we are using in our form. The first type is text. So what do you mean by text? So defining normal text input means if you want to accept character or any number from the user, you have to use input type is equal to text, right? After that, again another type of input element is password. If you want to get the password from the user, it's similar to about text box, but anything that is typed cannot be seen to user, means it is hidden. Another element is the radio. It defines the radio button input for selecting one of many choices. Okay. A radio button is used for selecting one choice. Okay, if you are having multiple option and then you have to then you want to select only one option from the multiple option, then you have to use radio button in HTML. Another input element is the submit. If you want to create one button, okay, and it defines the submit for submitting your form, then you have to use the submit element. Next one is checkbox. This give a checkbox that can be toggled between checked or unchecked. Okay, check means if you select this checkbox, the check sign will be appear, and if you uncheck this checkbox, the tick sign will be disappear. And checkbox you have to use for multiple choices. Okay, so there is one important thing. What is the difference between radio button and checkbox, right? So if you want to select multiple option, then you have to use checkbox. But if you want to select one choice from the multiple option, then you have to use the radio button. And after that, another type is button. So if you want to make simple button, then you have to use button element in input. Okay, so these are the input element which we are using in our form. Now this is the example of text input. So text input define one line input, means if you want to get some information from the user. Now this example shows you the input element, right? So for creating text input, you have to write down the follow code. It defines a one line input, means if you are creating input box, you can take one line input from the user. Okay, and the default width of a text field is 20 character, right? So for creating input box, you have to write down the HTML tag, body tag, and inside body tag I am using H1, that is heading tag. Okay, and inside this I am writing IPS Academy. After that we are creating form. So I already told that if you want to create a form, you have to use the form element, right? So form tag is the type of container tag. So you have to open the form tag as well as close the form tag, right? So inside that form tag I am creating one input field, right, for the first name. Suppose I want to show first name, okay, and for corresponding first name I am showing you the input field, right? And inside that input field user have to type their first name, right? So for that I am writing here first name. After that I am using br tag. So br tag is nothing but it is used to break the line. Okay, so first name will be appear in the first line. After that I am using the br tag. It means your input box will be appear in the next line. Fine. So for creating input box you have to type input type is equal to text, right? So type is the attribute and we are assigning the value is text, means we are required input from the user in the form of text. And after that the name attribute we are assigning that is first name. After that again I am using one br tag, that means last name is appear in the next line. Okay, and for the last name I am creating another input field. For that I am also using input type is equal to text, name is equal to last name, and after that I am closing the form tag as well as body tag and as well as html tag. So this output will show this program will shows you this output. Okay, so first of all I am creating h1 tag, okay, that is heading tag. So the IPS Academy is showing in the heading. Fine. After that I am creating first name, okay, and for the first name I am creating one input field, right? So this input field is appear in the next line. Why? Because I am using br tag after the first name, right? After that I am using another br tag, so the last name will be appear in the next line and the input field for the last name is appear in the next line. So this program will shows you one simple HTML form. This form shows you input field example and the user give the input from this input field. Now the another element of form is radio button. Okay, so radio button is used to select one of many given choice. Okay, so you can select only one at same time, means there are multiple option, and if you want to select only one option then and then you have to use radio button. Fine. So this program it shows you how to create radio button and when we are using radio button. Okay, so if you want to select gender, right? So the gender like male or female, so you are selecting only one option from male or female. Okay, so for that purpose you have to use radio button, right? So for creating radio button I am writing same code, okay, but here one changes is there, that is you have to use input type is equal to radio instead of text. Okay, if I want to create text field then I am using input type is equal to text, but here I want radio button, so that's why I am writing here input type is equal to radio, name is equal to sex, and value is equal to male, and after that I am writing here male, and then I am using br tag. Br tag is used for breaking the line, same as it is I am using for the female, and after that I am closing the form tag, body tag, and html tag. So this program will shows you this output. Okay, inside my program I am writing p tag I am writing p tag, and inside this p tag I am writing IPS Academy. So the first line will shows you IPS Academy. After that one radio button is for male and one radio button is for female. So this program is the another element of form, okay, that is radio button. Now the next element of form is submit button. So it is used for submitting a form data to a form handler. Okay, if I am creating a form and then I click on the submit button, then some action will be performed and your form will be submitted. So for that purpose you have to use the submit button. So how we can create a submit button? Okay, so this is very simple. To create a submit button I am writing this. Okay, input type is equal to submit and value is equal to submit. Okay, here I am writing submit. Okay, input type is equal to submit. The type is the attribute and the value of this attribute is submit. If I want to create radio button, that I am using input type is equal to radio. If I want to create text field, then I was writing input type is equal to text. Now here I am creating one submit button, so that's why I am using input type is equal to submit. Okay, so for example here I am creating first name. Okay, for this first name I am creating one input box. Another one is last name. For this last name I am creating one input box, and after that I am creating my submit button, right? So what will be the output of this program? Show. See, this is the output. Okay, after first of all you have to I am creating first name, text field, last name, text field, and after that I am creating one submit button. Okay, so if you are writing input type is equal to submit, it will show you submit button like this. Okay, now the another element of form is checkbox. I already told you there are two most important element in the form. One is radio button and another one is checkbox. So radio button is used for selecting one option from the multiple choice, but checkbox is used for multiple option. It is used for selecting 0 or more option, okay, of a limited number of choice. So how to create a checkbox? First of all, you have to write down input type is equal to checkbox. Okay, name is equal to vehicle and value is equal to pen, and here you have to write I have a pen, right? So here I am changing input type is equal to checkbox. Okay, in my previous example I am writing input type is equal to submit. For why? Because I am creating a submit button, and here I am creating a checkbox. So that's why I am writing here input type is equal to checkbox. Same as it is, I am writing 3 times. Okay, I have a pen, I have a pencil, and I have a eraser. So there are 3 options are created. Okay, and after that I am creating one submit button, that is input type is equal to submit. So what will be the output of this program? See, here I am creating 3 checkboxes. One is I have a pen, second is I have a pencil, and third one is I have a eraser. So from these 3 checkboxes I can select one choice or 2 choice or more than 2 choice. Okay, so checkbox is used for multiple choices, and after that I am creating one submit button, right? Next element of form is button. If you want to create one button, so you have to use button element. So the button element represent a clickable button. It is used to submit form. Clickable means you have to click on this button and some alert box or message box will be appear. Okay, so for this you have to write this one line: button type is equal to button, on click is equal to alert, welcome to IPS Academy. Alert means if you creating a button and then click on this button, the alert box will be appear and the message will be shown on your screen, right? See, look like this. Okay, here I am writing IPS Academy, and when we are clicking on this button, okay, click button, this alert box will be appear. Okay, and it is showing welcome to IPS Academy, right? See, one important thing there, I am writing here click. Okay, so this click will be appear on your button. Okay, like that. See, okay, so this is very important. Fine. So this program shows you how to create a alert box with the clickable button. Now the another element is select. Okay, if you want to create drop down list like this, then you have to use select tag. Okay, so HTML select tag is used to create drop down list of options. For example, if you want to create this type of list, you have to write down the select, okay, and after that name. Okay, I am writing here name is equal to country because I am creating a list of countries. Okay, and after that inside this select element, select is a type of container, that means you have to open the select tag as well as close the select tag, right? So inside this select tag I am writing option value. Okay, so you are creating a drop down list, so that's why you have to put here option value. So first option value I am writing here India, second option value Canada, third option value is London, fourth option value is Australia, right? So I am creating here 4 option in my drop down list. So when user click on this list, the option will be appear to the user. Okay, and you have to write down click on this, click from this multiple option, like so this is the drop down list. Now the another element of form is text area element. Okay, if you want to create text area, means if you want to take multiple line input from the user, then you have to use text area. Okay, because there is the limitation of text field. Text field is used for only taking 20 characters, right? So when you are using when you want multiple line input from the user, then you have to use the text area element. For that you have to use text area, right? So it defines a multiple line input field. For this I am writing here text area, name is equal to message, row is equal to 25 and calls is equal to 40. So here in text area element I am passing 2 attribute, one is row and one is column. Okay, so row and column is nothing but it is used to specify the size of your text area, and inside this text area I am writing web designing and development is used to create dynamic website. Fine, and after that text area tag will be closed. So when I run this program, this program shows you output like that. Okay, so this is your text area. Okay, text area is used for multiple line input, so the size of text area is larger than the text field, right? And inside this text area the text will be appear, that is web designing and development is used to create dynamic website, and after that I am creating one submit button. Fine, so this is the most important element when you are creating a form. For example, if you want to get address from the user, then you have to use this type of element in your form. Now the next topic is HTML frame, right? So with frame you can display more than one HTML document in the same browser window. Okay, each HTML document is called a frame, and each frame is independent of each other. Means if you want to divide your whole screen or whole HTML document in multiple frames, then you have to use this element. So what is the disadvantages of using frame? So the web developer must keep track of more HTML document. Okay, and it is difficult to print the entire page when you are creating a frame, right? So how to create frame? So the HTML frame set element you have to use for creating a frame. So the frame set element hold one or more frame element, and each frame element can hold a separate document. Okay, suppose if I want to create if I want in my one page there is one image, there is one table, there is one list, there is one form, so you have to create frame for that. Okay, so the frame set element start how many columns or rows there will be in the frame set, and how much percentage pixel of space will be occupy each of them, right? So for frame set the frame tag is used. Okay, so the frame tag defines one particular window frame within a frame set. So in the example below we have a frame set with two columns, right? So the first column is set to 25% of the width of browser window, and the second column is 75% of width of your browser window. So document frame a.html is put into the column, and the document frame b.html is put into the second column, right? So I am writing here the code for frame set. Okay, so I have divided my browser window in two part. One is 25% and another one is 75%. And here I am writing frame src, that is source, means from where your data will be appear in your frames. Okay, so I am creating here two frame. One is 25% and one is 75%. So in 25%. Your frame is one frame a.html will be appear, and another one is frame b.html, which is 75%. So for creating frame you have to use this attribute. Now the color. So color are display combining red, green and blue light. Okay, so what is the color value of in HTML? So HTML color are defined using a hexadecimal notation for combining. For combination of red, green and blue color value. Okay, so the lowest value that can be given to one of the light source, that is 0, and the highest value is 255. Okay, and the hex value are specified as 3 pair of 2-digit number. Okay, starting with hash, right? See, this chart will shows you colors and the corresponding hex code for the color and the color RGB. Okay, suppose I want black color, so I am writing hex code is hash 00000. Okay, so these are the corresponding hex value for the colors. Now HTML5. HTML5 is the latest and most enhanced version of HTML. HTML5 is standard for structuring and presenting content on the World Wide Web, and HTML5 is a cooperation between the World Wide Web Consortium, that is W3, and the Hypertext Application Technology Working Group. Okay, so the new standard incorporate feature like video playback, drag drop. Okay, so this HTML5 provides you extra feature in HTML. Suppose if you want to put some audio or video in your HTML, then you have to use the HTML5. Now, audio and video tag in HTML. So HTML5 supports the multimedia element. If you want to insert some audio or some video in your HTML document, then you have to use the audio and video tag. Okay, so we can add sound, music, video, movies, animation on the website with the help of this tag. Multimedia element like audio and video are stored in media files, right? So it is used different extension like .mpg, .mp3, .mp4, okay, .ram, .rm. HTML5 support only MP3, WAV and OGG format for audio, and HTML5 support only MP4, WebM and OGG format for video. Okay, so you have to remember this thing. Fine. Now I will show you how to create or how to insert audio and video in your HTML tag. Now, for audio, use SRC attribute to identify the media source and add a control attribute so the user can play and pause the media. For that, HTML provides you audio tag. So first of all, you have to write HTML body P paragraph, and inside that I am writing here audio tag. Okay, and I am writing here passing two attribute. One is height and another one is width, and after that controls. So height I am specify 100%, width I also specify 100%, and one another attribute I am passing here control. Fine. So inside this I am writing here source, means from where your audio will be appear. So I am writing here host.mp3. so this is my mp3 file which are stored in my system. So I am writing here host.mp3 and type is equal to audio, and after that I am closing the tag. And another audio I am inserting here audio.ogg. Okay, so this example will shows you audio tag is supporting two format. One is MP3 and another one is OGG. Okay, so here I am writing two different types of file format for the audio. Now if I want to insert video in my HTML, I am using video tag. Okay, so after for that I am using HTML body, and inside that body tag I am using video, and inside this video I am writing width is equal to 300 and height is equal to 200. Okay, so this is nothing but the size of your video, okay, in your browser screen, and inside this video tag I am passing two source. Okay, means I want to show two video file in my HTML. So one source I am using, that is movie.mp4, and another source I am using, that is movie.ogg. Fine. So this program it shows how to create a video in your HTML file. Now, what are the attribute which we are using in audio and video tag? Okay, so the first attribute is autoplay. So the audio or video will automatically start without stopping to finish loading the data. Then you have to use autoplay attribute. After that I am using controls. Okay, so user can control audio or video like pause, resume, volume, syncing for this feature. Okay, so in my example I also use control. Okay, so for the help of control attribute, user can pause, resume that video. Okay, another attribute is auto buffer. So the audio video will automatically being buffered. Even don't set to automatically play, then you have to use auto buffer option. After that another attribute is height. So it is specifies the height of the audio and video display area. Okay, means if you want to create one audio, it will appear in your screen. So if you want to specify the height or width of your display area, then you have to use the height attribute. After that SRC attribute, so use SRC attribute to identify the media source. Media source means from where your media is stored in your system. Okay, and this is optional. Okay, after that another attribute is width attribute. So it specifies the width of audio or video display area. Okay, when we are using CSS, that is cascading style sheet, it is appear in pixels. After that loop, it will allow video or audio automatically sync back to the start after reaching at the end. Looping means suppose you are playing one video, your video will be start and stop, and after that it is automatically start from again. Okay, after that another attribute is poster. This is a URL of an image to display until the user plays or seeks. Next is preload. So it is specify the audio and video will be loaded at page load. Okay, so these are some attributes which are used in audio and video tag. Thank you.